By now you've probably all heard about the story in one form or another, but here's a quick recap of who's who and the infamous video that has become known as Central Park Karen, and then we'll have a quick update on current events and what's happened to Amy Cooper, aka Central Park Karen. So first of all we have Chris Cooper, not to be confused with the actor, a bespectacled, personable man who looks top drawer for age 50, but more importantly to the story, he's an avid bird watcher who likes to spot birds in the ramble section of Central Park. Now, New York City Parks Department have a rule that all dogs must be kept on a leash in the ramble section of the park to stop dogs scaring off the birds and maintain the plantings and the wildlife in the area for people to enjoy. So they have the rest of the park, dog watchers have the rest of the park to walk their dog and let them off the leash. And next we have Amy Cooper, aka Central Park Karen. She's a 47-year-old woman who likes to walk her dog in Central Park. However, Amy likes to let her dog run off the leash in the ramble section of the park, which we've already discussed is prohibited in that area. Knowingly flouting the rules, she lets the dog off in the park, and this is where it all starts. This video from May the 25th went viral.
Would you please stop? Sir, I'm asking you to stop.
Please don't come close to me.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop recording me.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to
And
me.
I'm taking a picture and calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
Excuse me? I'm sorry, I'm in the ramble, and there is a man, African-American, who has a bicycle helmet. He is recording me and threatening me and my dog. There is an African-American man, I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog. And my... I'm sorry, I can't hear you either. I'm being threatened by a man in the ramble. Please send the cops immediately. I'm in Central Park in the ramble. I don't know.
Thank you.
Oh, Amy slash Karen, Central Park Karen. Why, oh why? Oh, it makes me cringe every time I watch this video. I know you should feel automatically bad for Chris Cooper because he's the innocent party and all this, but there's something that just makes me cringe, and I just think, Amy, this didn't have to get like this. I mean, I don't like being told what to do. I'm recalcitrant by nature, but if I'm doing something that breaks the rules and the person is asking me nicely, then I'm compliant. Although we only have Mr. Cooper's account via his tweet of how he asked Amy. I mean, we haven't had any disputes from Amy, but this might come out in court, saying that he didn't ask in that way and there was more said by him. But what happened before Mr. Cooper started filming? Well, Amy failed to leash her dog and went all Karen on him, and Mr. Cooper tried to lure the dog with treats, which it looks like he wasn't particularly successful at. Apparently, this is something he does in retaliation to the owners ignoring his request to leash their dogs. The luring of a pet is a crime under New York law, and I'm sure her defence will make the most out of this in court. But let's be honest, no one really thinks he was going to run away with a dog or harm it in any way. Also, if she really felt that she was in that much danger, she would be screaming for help and running away from him rather than being combative towards him. So her body language and the way she acts doesn't convey someone that was in fear of their life. But, you know, I get pissed off at people riding bikes on the path, dog owners that let their dogs shit everywhere. And I know where Chris is coming from, Mr. Cooper. And also, this woman doesn't speak for all white women. She's highly anxious and I suspect a little neurotic and low in agreeableness. This is my non-professional opinion based on the video. Although we only have Chris's transcription in the form of a tweet telling us what was said prior to the video, and it is likely he was very conscious of his behaviour once he started filming, he appears calm and reasonable. And remember, he's a bird watcher. Alright, not all bird watchers are alike, but it's hardly the pastime of an adrenaline junkie. Subsequently, since the video went viral, as of yesterday, the 9th, she has been arrested, Amy Cooper, with falsely reporting an incident in the 3rd degree, and he is refusing to cooperate with the DA. Since the video went viral, she has lost her job, her dog was taken away from her because of concern of its treatment in the video, but the dog has subsequently been released back to her after the rescue agency's investigation determined the dog was not being abused. So question, was Amy justified in calling the police? My answer is a resolute no. However, there might be a case in her defence arguing she felt threatened. In Chris's transcript of the events, he said, quote, "Look, if you're going to do what you want, I'm going to do what I want, but you're not going to like it," end quote. It could be argued that she didn't know the intention of Mr. Cooper and thought he was going to harm or steal the dog, but this is all legal stuff. Morally, she's in the shitter. The fact that she become histrionic and pretended she is in great peril towards the end of the conversation to the police, the emergency services, is particularly worrying. She clearly plays on the fact he is an African American to up the ante, and this by itself is egregious behaviour and should be condemned. I can't really think of anything in her defence. She's obviously a very highly strung person and doesn't handle conflict well and will use any means at her disposal. And those means in this incident being the police department and the fact she is female and he is a black man. However, is this really front page news? With all the violence and turmoil going on in the States at the moment, by Mr. Cooper's own words, quote, "My incident in the scope of things is minor, a little dust up in the park," end quote. He is also refusing to cooperate with authorities because he believes she has suffered enough, and he has accepted her apology. I mean, all round he sounds like quite a decent guy who simply bird watching. He doesn't want to ruin anyone's life. He's not vindictive at all. He's been treated unfairly by her, and he's done the right thing by recording her and reporting her. But I get a sense that he kind of feels that it's gone a bit too far.
I'm uncomfortable with defining someone by a couple of seconds of what they've done.
Like, for considering it was such a small incident, yeah, it could have escalated. The police could have come and, you know, in light of current events with George Floyd, there is that worry that it could have escalated, but it didn't. And it is a minor thing. It's a misdemeanor, falsely reporting someone. The fact that she brought race into it to up the ante is particularly egregious. But let's look what's happened to her. She's lost her job. She's been publicly shamed. Her life is ruined. She's receiving death threats and now faces legal action. Her chances of working have completely diminished. No company is going to want to associate with Central Park Karen. This is a heavy price to pay and reminds me a lot of the Justin Sacco incident in Mark Ronson's book, So You've Been Publicly Shamed, which is... which is here. And I suggest people should read this because there's quite a few cases in there that Jon Ronson reports on of people that has been trialed by social media and their lives over just a small reckless incident. Like Justin Sacco, I think it was Justin Sacco, I think her incident was an off-colour joke that she sent when travelling to Africa. Yeah, ridiculous, stupid. She shouldn't have done it, but the repercussions, I think, far outweigh the crime that she's being punished for. I mean, but by the time the plane had landed, she had lost her job. People were calling for her head. She was all over the news. She couldn't go out anymore. Her life was in ruins, pretty much. We can all agree she's in the wrong and behaved in an unacceptable way in civil society. But isn't the reaction she's received, death threats, loss of employment and abuse, unacceptable as well in a civil society? Post a comment in the comment section. Let me know if you agree or disagree with how she's been treated. If you think it's gone too far over such a small incident, or you think that she deserves more. Yeah, leave a comment down below.